It's action time, okay? It's that simple. The draft plan of management for Stockton is out, and we've got less than a month to get our submissions in. Now, it doesn't matter where you live in Australia, this is a battle about Australia's future. One day you might want to take your kids to the last place in New South Wales you can drive and camp on a beach. Who knows? But what we do know is if they get away with this, they're going to keep on pushing us out until there's no more bushland left anywhere that you can access. This, guys, is where the battle starts, and we need you to be part of it. The draft plan of management that they've come up with is totally unacceptable. The draft plan of management, for instance, suggests 30 campsites are going to be available. 30 campsites in this massive area. They'll all be grouped in one small place. And you can bet, because we've seen this happen every other time, that sooner or later in the next few years, they'll be bollarded off and there'll be all sorts of restrictions, even if you can go there. Whatever happened to being able to unroll a swag on the beach, to pull your fishing rod out at the first light of the morning, to have a little fire, all the things that make being an Australian in this huge country worthwhile for us people who love the outdoors. And they use, of course, the usual parks mumbo jumbo. It's all about terrible erosion caused by vehicles and things like that. How ridiculous. Anybody who knows and loves the Stockton area knows that Mother Nature rules there completely. It is the largest lot of shifting sand dunes in the Southern Hemisphere. And yet they're using the keep it free of people line again. Guys, it's all to do with sheer laziness on the behalf of parks and our governments. We need to come up with something better than that. In order to do that, I've drafted a letter with my mates from Unlock Australia on behalf of Unlock Australia and on behalf of you, the ordinary Australians who just love going outside on your weekends. Our letter has 3 main points. The first one is unrestricted access. Now that's fairly simple. That's the way it's been for an awful long time. The current draft plan of management means that you will be told that there is no room to go camping. If you get in late and you're not one of the lucky few to pick up one of these 30 campsites, guess what? Your whole weekend away with your family just got trashed. That is not acceptable. Not when it's such a huge mass of land to start with. The second part of this letter is all about common sense management, something that National Parks has proven to be very short with as far as I'm concerned. Look, the big issues raised in the report, the issues that they're trying to protect are very simple. 2 things. One is the Warramai people's cultural sites, the middens that are found all throughout the Stockton area as the sands shift and expose more middens. Nobody wants to see damage to things of cultural significance. They should be managed in such a way that they're marked out, or the archaeologists come in and look at them, or whatever they want to do, fantastic, or just fence them off and keep them away until the dunes cover them up again and expose something else. We don't want to be told we can't access the whole place just because of a few sites and a few idiots causing some damage. And talking about idiots, the other major reason that places are shut off, and in Stockton's case this is a really big one, is litter. Because some people, not you I know, but some people, idiots, do come and leave rubbish. They do use non-organic material in their campfires. They do the sort of stupid things that people who don't respect the bush do. Now, how do we fix that? I reckon the same way we fix the intrusions into cultural sites. Hit them with some huge fines. Fine them. Fine the hell out of them. You know why? They're disrespecting Australia, and they're disrespecting us ordinary Australians and our love for our country. And they're also disrespecting the Warramai people who've lived here for 40,000 years. Don't take the easy way out. Don't shake the gate. Bring in some decent management. That's what we pay government and public services for, and we're not getting it. Certainly not from parks. How about, for instance, we stick some rubbish, fenced off rubbish areas right in the middle of the beach. Not the middle of Stockton Beach itself, but somewhere in a central location. Why do we have to do that? Because we're told by parks that if they put rubbish bins at the outskirts, they'll quickly be used by locals to dump rubbish for free. Well, you know, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to bring into this argument the fact that the environmental protection people are putting such huge levies on dumping of rubbish at authorised places, which is forcing people to do this. But I would say that the genuine rubbish, just like on Fraser Island, could be collected by rangers from a centralised depot somewhere in the middle, somewhere that's too hard to get to for those idiots that leave their couches and tellies and things like that on the access routes. This is not hard. It's just going to take a little bit more work than shutting a gate. I mean, South Australia, you never see a tin or a bottle there. Why not bring in a deposit scheme on empty receptacles? Every time I look at this, I see a lack of common sense and a lack of effort. All I see is people taking the easy way out. And the third part of this letter is so obvious it's not funny. It's a fair go for everyone, a fair go for all of us ordinary Australians who really enjoy the outdoors, getting on out there and living it and loving it and bringing our kids up in it. Look, it's very fair for the Warramai people to say this is our cultural heritage. Of course it is. They've lived here for generations and generations. But what about us people? We've lived here now for generations too. Maybe not as long, but it's part of our culture and part of our lifestyle to be able to leave work on a Friday, drive up on the beach, unroll a swag, do a little bit of fishing, relax, get ready for another week of hard tax-paying work. And they're taking that away from us. This, guys, is just the first step in a major battle. It really is. You've seen it, you know it. All over Australia, gates are being shut because national parks, state forests, whatever, will not accept the simple fact that Australians deserve a fair go. Find a better way of doing things by all means, but do not lock us out of our own country. Now, Stockton is just the start. If they nail us at Stockton, then we're going to have lost a big part of this battle. We have to do something about it, and that something is simple. If you love your outdoor recreation, no matter where you live in this country, you need to get behind us with this submission. You need to get behind Unlock Australia. We need you to make your own submission using our webpage. It's very easy. Go along to unlockaustralia.com.au and follow the links. We need numbers on this, guys, because at the moment, the only people they're listening to are a small academic elite who want the place for themselves, for their own research, for their own little stuff. They're listening to small groups that make a lot of money out of the sands. They're listening to special interest groups. But nobody is putting forward the case for the rest of us ordinary Australians. At least they weren't until we came along with Unlock Australia. So get along to unlockaustralia.com.au and do something for your future, for the future of your kids and your grandkids. This is a massive country, more space per capita than anywhere in the world, and yet less and less and less of it is accessible by the people who live here. That is not fair. We want a fair go. One last thing. Sunday the 16th of February, coming up less than a month away. 16th of February. Keep it free. Why? Because we're going to be holding a protest meeting in Newcastle. Now, yes, this applies to Stockton, but it's also the first shot in a battle that we need to kick throughout Australia. We're going to keep access to our outdoor recreation areas. We need to show them some numbers. So please, 16th of February, remember the submission, put yours in and be there 16th of February. We get enough people together, guys, we'll get our country back. If we don't, we just lost it.